awake, everybody's happy, everybody's excited in Toronto today. Big day ahead. You guys got your notepads out, your pictures out, your cameras out to take pictures. We're going to have a lot of fun today. For those of you who were here last night, does that look familiar? Remember that from last night? For those of you who weren't here last night, well, but I have some things that I'd like to share with you today. Last night I kind of promised you guys I was going to talk about how to maximize the compensation plan. Remember that? Yeah. How to get the biggest bang for your buck type of thing. And I did the compensation plan presentation, and we got to this point in that presentation, and I wanted to bring it back up today so I could make a few points. Have you guys ever heard, excuse me, of a book called A Tale of Two Cities? A Tale of Two Cities, one of the most famous novels ever written. And for those of you who haven't read that book, I highly recommend it. But in that book, the first sentence is, do you know what it is? It was the best of times. It was the worst of times. Have you guys heard this? It was the best of times. It was the worst of times. So what I want to do is draw some comparisons from this slide, make some illustrations, and try to get you guys to see the concepts of what we're talking about here on maximizing your business. So in my example here, we're building two teams of people, right? We got a left team and a right team. And as you'll notice on the screen, what package is the left team ordering? What package are they ordering to create 500 points in the plan for each package? The ambassador pack, right? Or above. The bigger packages. So everybody who is coming in on team left is ordering the ambassador pack. 500 points is going into the plan. On right team, what are those people ordering? Basic packs. How many points goes into the plan for each one of those basic packs? 100 points, right? Have you guys figured it out already? When you look at this compensation plan and this team building, every time one team does 600 points and another team does 300 points, you make $35. 600, 335. Team left is duplicating the bigger packages. Just like James was talking about what they're doing over in Asia. They're duplicating the bigger packages. And they're setting their people up to win. That's what I want to talk to you about today, is setting your people up to win here. Because see, when a brand new person comes in, they don't understand all this stuff. It's up to you as a mentor and a sponsor to guide these people and set them up to win. When you order an ambassador pack order, do you get a lot of product to work with? Yes or no? Yes. When you order a basic pack order, you just get a couple of products, right? Yeah, you're in the game. Yes, you've activated your position. But this business is about leverage and duplication. Leverage and duplication. It's about building massive duplication through people that reaches around the world, is it not? So both these teams are working, both these teams are doing the deal, both these teams are sitting down with people, both these teams are, getting out there talking about the program. But one team's duplicating the ambassador pack, the other team's doing the basic pack. And when you start taking these bodies and people are building 2 by 2 by 2 by 2, and these groups start to grow, I got a question for you. You tell me, you holler back at me. Which team, left or right, is making the most money collectively? Which team is the most excited? Which team tends to stick because they're making money? Which team tends to stay on auto ship because they're making money? Which team has more product to put out in the marketplace to make their business work? Which team's earning and winning all the trips? Which team's breaking all the ranks the quickest? What? I ain't heard no right. Which team do you want to be on? Which team do you want to be on? Have you guys figured it out? It takes 5 times the bodies doing it the way Team Right's doing it than the way Team Left's doing it. Does this make sense? See, a lot of people miss this. And so when you sit down and you get someone started in this program, it's up to you to get them to understand that concept. Listen, what I tell people is, look, you're part of our team. We're going to go to work and we play this game at a high level. We want to set you up to win. And here's the reason why you need to get this package. And we lay all the cards on the table. Because you have more product to work with. You have more product to demonstrate. You have more product to sample. Right? Your team, you're going to be able to get more out there. You're going to be able to speak from experience. Hey, what's the first question that your new person asks you when they're ready to sign up and place their order? What did you do? What did you do? Do you want to be able to say, well, I got the ambassador pack order because I wanted to set myself up to win. I wanted a lot of product to be able to work with. I wanted to set the pace in my organization. I understand that we can drive the numbers and build much quicker doing that. And then that new person says, well, that's what I want to do. Okay. Are you guys with me? Yeah. Are you guys with me? Yes. Listen, am I standing up here and saying that if somebody cannot start with an ambassador pack and all they can do is a basic pack to get started, you don't work with them? Is that what I'm saying? No. Listen, man, as important as all of that is, it's not the number one thing that people bring to the table is hip national. Okay? It's their willingness to go to work and tell everybody about Jeunesse and blow this thing up, is it not? That's the most important thing. But this is an advantage to be able to do this. Does this help you guys a little bit? And you want to be able to show people and illustrate this and get this across to people. And that's why what's so great about these packages, we'll talk about them in just a second, that they have here at the event this weekend. You know, getting the Revita Blue, all the new products, everything like that's one of those bigger packages. It's one of those lead by example packages. It's one of those, hey, listen, I went to Toronto and I got the big package and I'm rocking and rolling. So I wanted to share that with you folks. Tale of two cities, Team Left, Team Right, best of times, it was the worst of times. And you get to choose. Okay. Real quickly, I want to run through this. I wish I had a little more time. This is one of my most requested trainings that I do. And it's called the 10 False Issues of the Business. And we're going to run through these very quickly. You can take pictures of the slides when I complete them, I guess. But anyway, the first false issue of our business is selling and not sharing. So you're not selling anybody anything here, folks. All this business is about sharing what you have. Again, as I said a minute ago, laying the cards on the table and letting people choose. People don't want to be sold. Just give them the facts, lay things on the table, paint the picture, and then let them decide. This is a sharing and sifting business, and then you sort through people. So what you're going to do is bring people into the program, you're going to put them into the process, and you're going to sift through people and find the ones who want to play. And you're going to find that those type of leaders are going to present themselves. And just think of yourself as a highly paid tour guide. Is that okay? I mean, you use all the tools, all the videos, everything at your disposal to paint that picture and tell the story of Jeunesse. And would you say this company pays pretty good? I say they do. Second one, sponsoring and not building. You want to build a house with a strong foundation. Okay? If you drive down the highway, they're building a lot of new high-rises here, right? And what's interesting about those type of buildings is, doesn't it seem like when they start that building and they start to dig and they build that foundation, it takes forever, doesn't it? I mean, that hole's in the ground and they're building and they're setting that foundation and they're digging and they're digging and they're digging and it takes all this time. And then once that's done, what happens? The building, relatively speaking, goes up pretty quickly because the building was built on a solid foundation. So what you want to do is go out and build, stay in building mode, and sift and sort and look for leaders that you can build your foundation with. And again, those leaders will present yourself 2 by 2 by 2. You know, it's like the compensation plan we talked about. You build this thing 2 by 2 by 2. You and 2, you and 2, you and 2. This is a simple, easy program. But you've got to duplicate and push those numbers down. So when you go out and get your 2 people that you personally sponsor and you put them in the program, don't be one of those people who pats those people on the butt and says, okay, sick 'em, Tiger, I've done mine, you go do yours. That's not how it works. Your responsibility, you with me? Your responsibility is to take those 2 people and help them get there too with the people they know. You with me? That's what pushes the numbers down. You can't just get your 2 and, okay, let's all go get rich. I'm teaching you guys today, that is the simple mechanism that builds this structure here. It's almost biblical, getting 2 by 2, Noah and the ark. All right. Get good people in and invest your time with them. Don't work where it's needed, work where it's deserved. Listen, you ain't going to get to the finish line here carrying a bunch of people. You need to figure out who the leaders are, who wants this thing, who wants to move forward, and pour yourself and resources into those people. Tell them that we're going to build a solid business for you together, step by step. They want to know that you're with them, that you're going to be with them along the way. Like I say, you don't want to be carrying them across the finish line, but you can sure tell them that we're going to go hand in hand across that finish line, right? So they got to feel that. So you want to definitely do that. Remember, the products and the opportunity are stronger than any of us. It's stronger than any of us. What they put together here, man, this thing is almost too good to be true, isn't it? This thing is hot. This thing's exciting. Be excited about going out there and building something with like-minded people. People want to be a part of something that's exciting. Somebody that knows where they're going. And then find those people and build with them. Ingredients and not results. Do not get caught up in the ingredients of what's in this thing. I got people who join our organization and they say, well, I got to figure this thing out. I just got to learn about all these products. I got to know what all these ingredients are. No, you don't. That's a sure way to slow your business to a crawl. Set that aside. Nobody cares. Maybe what? 1 or 2%. At the end of the day, what do people care about? What do they care about? Results. Does this thing work or not? Tell your story. We share the stories of success. Success on the product, success in the compensation plan. Success with the traveling that we do. Don't get caught up in the minutia of the program because it's going to hurt you and stagnate your business. You do not need to be a product expert. We have product experts. You've seen them up here on stage, right? They're the product experts. You're never going to know as much as they know. So don't even try. I don't try. Listen, man, when somebody wants to know details about a product, you know what I do? Send them a video. Point them in a direction. Use the tools to tell those stories. Next, managing and not recruiting. You need to duplicate yourself. Again, we've been talking about how you need to focus in on these concepts of duplication and leverage. And don't make yourself the issue. We know we all need to feel like we're wanted and needed, right? You got to be careful about that. And what you want to do is you want to get your people strong, strengthen them, get them to where they can leave and go out on their own. Do you know what? At the top of the distributor application here at Jeunesse, what does it say? It says independent distributor, not dependent distributor. Do you guys have dependent distributors?
Yes.
Listen, man, you got to get those people to where you can just boot them out of the nest. This ain't about carrying a bunch of people and managing their business for them. We have customer service. We have these departments that handle all those things. This is a recruiting business. You know what? You are building worldwide distribution with Janess, are you not? Worldwide distribution. That's what this is. So you have to recruit every Fortune 500 company in the world. Does what? They recruit talent, do they not? They have job fairs, stuff like that. How about a college football team? Do they recruit? Yes. We're no different. So you want to stay in recruiting mode and spend most of your time doing that. 80%, you're building distribution. Build, build, build. Okay. Come on, clicker. The spectacular and not the basics. Don't chase elephants. I cannot tell you how many people give me a phone call and say, you know what? My cousin's brother, whose best friend who lives in St. Louis, knows Mark Zuckerberg's cousin. And we're going to get him in. And he thinks that this guy is going to take him to the riches. Let me tell you something, folks. The big deal, the big enchilada, happens very rarely here. You know what builds every major company out there around the world? What is it? It's the daily grind. It's the daily grind. It's the basics, doing the basics of this business over and over and over and over. What are the basics of our business, folks? It's telling our story, demoing the products, sampling the products, taking people to meetings, putting them on conference calls. And you do that over and over and over, and that's what pays the big money in our business. Focus on the basics and not the spectacular. Next, you and not your people. You are the message. You are the message, and that's not right. The messenger, I'll get it right. The messenger and not the message. You would think I'd have done this before. But that's, this thing isn't about you. When I sit down and talk to somebody about getting started in our program, I tell them right up front, I may have a 5% impact on your business. At least 95% of it is going to be up to you. Right? So you want to tell them that. Let them know, how this is going to work. And if you get the right person, they're going to do this business with you or without you. Have you guys experienced that? Yeah. Some of these people that you get, how do you know you got a leader, somebody that's really hot in the program? Here's how I can tell. They're calling me all the time with people on the phone to talk to. They're calling and asking questions. They're engaged. They're on conference calls. They're sitting here in these seats. Right? Those are the people that are going to do this with or without you. And those are the people that you're looking for. And as I said earlier, teach all your people to become independent as fast as they can. Teach them to stand on their own two legs. Get them to that point. Next, competition and not you. We have competition. There's other companies out there. Other companies you're going to hear about. Other people at other companies are going to try to recruit you, all this type of thing. You guys ever heard of Jack Nicklaus, one of the greatest golfers ever? He said, don't worry about what your opponent's doing. You just always play against par. In other words, focus on yourself. Focus on your own company. You're also going to hear about people at this company who made diamond in 2 weeks. Right? You know how long it took Stephanie and I to make diamond? 3.5 years. 3.5 years. You know how many times that we went up and then went down, and went up and went down, and built them? 5 times. See? Don't compare yourself. Well, I've been in this thing 6 months, man, and I ain't made sapphire yet. This thing don't work. Listen, the only way you can lose at Janess is what? Quit. Quit. And we don't have quitters in this room, do we? No. You're not quitters, are you? No, I didn't think so. See, some people are discouraged by our success. You bring people up here just like I'm talking about. And they're making these ranks, they're doing all these great things, winning all these trips, and you sit there and you go, well, man, I've been in this business for a while, it's not happening for me. Don't listen, man, just stay with it, stay at it, and things are going to happen to you. Ask yourself this question: are you a glass half empty or a glass half full entrepreneur? Glass half empty or a glass half full? You know, the people that are glass half empty are talking about all the stuff, and I did this and this didn't work, and I tried that and that didn't work, and I this and that. And, you know, the glass half empty, glass full person's going, well, you know what, this didn't work, but I'm stronger for it. You know, I learned a lot of things from the path that I've been on. You follow what I'm saying, guys? You want to look at your experiences and take the good from them. Stay off the negatives and focus on the positives. Next, techniques and not concepts. Techniques are a dime a dozen. I mean, I can remember back in the day when I started in network marketing, I would stand next to a fax machine. Do you guys remember this, some of you? And I would feed paper in. I mean, for hours. I would be sending you, but that was a technique to get the word out. Today, it's so much easier. See, techniques are a dime a dozen. There's lots of ways to work this business, but the concepts are what's important. You know, concepts are seeing, the first step to seeing the big picture. Duplication, leverage, those type of things are what you want to get your people to understand. Techniques are just a means to an end. Concepts don't change, the techniques do. So you want to understand those concepts of duplication and leverage. You're going to keep hearing that in this industry, and when you really understand how that works, you're going to be able to maximize the compensation plan with a little bit about what I talked about earlier. And remember that phrase, everybody: an ongoing income independent of your performance. Is that a cool phrase there? Creating an ongoing income that's independent of your performance. That is a concept that you want your people to key in on and to understand, because that's what's going to carry them through the daily grind. That's what's going to take them to the levels they want to, because they know there's the big carrot out there. Because they want to create that type of income. So understand the concepts and do the basics that we talked about earlier. Talking and not listening. I ask questions. I don't want to waste my time. So when I'm talking to somebody about joining the business, I'm asking them questions. Well, why do you want to do this? If you were to make some money here, what would you do with the money? Things like that. I want to know if they're going my way. Once again, you know, when you sponsor people, it's hard, isn't it? It's tough. And so I want to know if I'm going to sponsor somebody, if they're at least on the same page with me. So find out about people, find out what makes them tick. Ask yourself this question: why did I get in? Think about it. Why did you guys get in? And think about the people that you're talking to. There's reasons why they would join you in your business, and you need to identify what those things are, and you do that by asking questions. 10, training and not doing. Activity versus productivity. Have you guys fallen into that trap? Don't fall into that trap. It's activity. Well, I've got to go check my downline and see what they're doing. And I got to do this, and I got to do this, and you fall into this management mode thing here. And productivity here is about talking to people. It's about building distribution. It's about sampling and demoing the products. That's productivity. There's a difference between those two. So what you guys want to do is take what we give you and go do it. When you see these speakers up here and they give you these trainings, man, all this training stuff is good, but it's kind of like groceries. You know, you go to the grocery store, you buy groceries, you take them home, you put them in your cabinet. What good are they if you don't eat them, right? You got groceries sitting in the cabinet. So take what we give you guys and go out and tell, show, try, do. Tell somebody how to do it, show them how to do it, have them try it, and then have them do it. And there's no excuses. Set the excuses aside. All excuses are equal. You know, I don't know, man, I don't feel good today. Oh, my eyebrows hurt. I can't go to the meeting tonight. There's 100 excuses that people look for to figure out how not to do this thing, because they want to justify their own lack of productivity. So you want to step up and you want to, Be productive. Do what you got to do to make what you got to make to do what you want to do. You like that? Do what you got to do to make what you got to make to do what you want to do. All right. And that's what you need to tell people. Get them bought in to that phrase. Money and not dreams. This is a bonus one, and then I'm going to get off the stage here real quick, but I do want to talk about the packages. Ask yourself or ask somebody, have you lost the dream? You know, when we're young, we're always thinking about what we're going to do. We're going to be policemen. We're going to be firemen. We're going to do this. We're going to do, right? You guys remember what you dreamt when you were kids? And what you were going to do when you're going to grow up? You're going to do all these great things, man. And then what happens? Life gets in the way. And the next thing you know, you look up 20, 30, 40, 50 years later, and you're not where you thought you would be. And a lot of people in this world do what? They lose the dream. Have you lost the dream? You know, one of the greatest things about Jeunesse Global is it allows people to dream again. Dream big again. Where people can see that there's hope, there's light at the end of the tunnel. You know? Yeah, I'm working hard. Yeah. This life is tough sometimes, but there's an answer. There's a place that I can go and maybe get to where I want to go. And your biggest challenge when you're out there is just get people to think. Get them to think about this type of stuff. See, my dream was to be control my own life. I wanted to be able to get up when I wanted to, do what I wanted to, travel when I wanted to, make the amount of money that I wanted to make. I didn't want to have to answer to anybody. Anybody else want that? Anybody else want that? That was my dream. Money's great. But when you're on a platform that allows you to make that kind of money, it leads to bigger things. So what's your dream, ladies and gentlemen? Think about that. And when you're talking to people, find out what makes them tick. So real quickly here, I want to go over these packages again. It kind of dovetails off what I was talking about earlier. And you guys, some of you people are new here today, weren't here yesterday. The packages are absolutely incredible. Can you guys give a round of applause for what they put together here? I mean, this is really good stuff. This is really good stuff. And see, you've got this ultimate package here, the university package. You can see all the numbers on the screen, but the most important thing is you're picking up travel points by buying the package. You're getting bonus credits back into your account that you can use. You're setting the pace. When you go back to your local area, you're able to say, yeah, man, I was in Toronto. I got that package because I wanted that Revita Blue product. And do you guys realize that that product is going to be shipped to you first? You're going to get it before any and everybody else. Would you say that's a hot competitive advantage? Yeah. You're going to be one of the first in your area to have it. And so let's go to the last package here, the Colossal. Can everybody say Colossal? Colossal. Colossal package. I love that. Colossal University package. 800 CV, 700 bonus credit, 100 points to help you get to Expo. So these packages, ladies and gentlemen, are incredible. Please take advantage of them. This is a business. Set yourself up to win here this weekend. I want to thank all of you for allowing me to stand up here and talk to you guys. You guys are fantastic. Thank you so much. Give yourselves a hand. I'll see you real soon. Let's be brave.